Blessings everyone, it's time for a very special astrology report, and in this video we are talking all about the new moon in Leo, square to Uranus in Taurus. Now let me remind you that a new moon lasts much longer than just one day in its influence. It's kind of a novice mistake to assume that it's all about one day. So no, this is absolutely not all about just the 8th, my goodness. This is opening up a window period that lasts a fortnight. So we're going to be feeling this energy from the 8th through the 22nd of this month. And the way that this is going to work is that I'm going to be listing off here on video all areas of life that are going to be affected most strongly for each sign. And then we are going to get into the meat of the reading. We're going to talk about the new moon in Leo, Uranus in Taurus, the clash that is the square, and I've also got some tarot cards here to give additional clarity as to what is going on. I, however, also want to announce something I think a lot of you are going to be happy for. I have actually decided to import some of the bonus weekly content that I normally reserved for Patreon over here as part of my new YouTube membership subscription option. So if you would like access to the bonus weekly content, I've already got some stuff up there on a special playlist. You can actually join the YouTube membership here and have access as well. And so whether you want to support me on Patreon or you want to support me here, you've got options. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So let's see what signs are actually getting impacted by what, where, when it comes to this new moon. And also never forget to keep your rising sign or your ascendant in mind, because that's also going to be playing a big part in your experience. If you are a cardinal sign, an Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, keep an eye on areas revolving around employment, your salary, your values, passive income, and shared resources, but also romance, passion, and intimacy, because those are all getting strongly highlighted at this time for you. If you are a fixed sign, a Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, the focus is going to be a lot on what is close to home. In fact, home and family, living arrangements, your relatives, household income, as well as your closest one-on-one engagements are getting highlighted as well. Now, whether these are personal one-on-one connections and commitments, or they are maybe business-oriented, it could be, yes, new partnerships of all kinds. For some of you, this may revolve around partnerships and connections that might be older. Some of them could be brand new. It really all depends on what's going on in your personal chart. If you are a mutable sign, a Gemini, a Virgo, a Sagittarius, or a Pisces, this is really doing a number on your image and your social standing, because we're seeing a lot of this focusing on peers, agreements, contracts, commitments, as well as your reach, possibly your popularity, how you propagate your name, how you build connections, expanding maybe your social circles, your friendship groups for however you need them. And we're also seeing a lot of focus on clearing up the past and having revelations about things going on behind closed doors that are very important for you to know and to understand and to integrate in order to move forward. And there may even be a bit of travel and even evolution in your spiritual path and practice getting amplified by this as well. Now, the way I'm going to read into this is that I'm actually going to be reading from a passage that I've already written. Those of you know I've really taken to doing all of the reading work off camera, offline, before getting on YouTube or on Patreon or wherever I'm doing it. I like to do all of my work and writing in the zone, which is why you never see me shuffle on camera. And then I give you what I have discovered, what I've revealed, and what my guides are sharing with me. So this new moon in Leo is a fresh start. It's a seed planting or a new chapter that will be giving us all an opportunity to take a big leap forward to a much more prominent, comfortable, and supportive quality of life. This is a quality of life status boost that will be more than likely altering all of our material and social surroundings in such a way where they will continue to evolve in ongoing support, growth, and co-created mutual advancement in station. Uranus in Taurus is shaking up our foundations by clearing and removing old structures, staples, and cycles in order to make way for new innovations, fresh opportunities, and higher caliber living and working conditions. New tools, new environments, new short and long-term career and social directions, new commitments, and evolved beliefs will be turning our realities upside down in a good way. The clash of the square occurs with conflicts of interest, cognitive dissonance, and insecurities that may flare up at times because everyone will be going at their own individual paces, and with this 2-week free-for-all kind of energy, it could be tough to maintain order. There could even be challenges with those who are resistant to change, unconstructive with their contributions, or maybe falter due to overstimulation, either making excitable, rash, or careless decisions, or just simply wilting in the high energy. So we have to make sure that we understand that all squares are still workable. It's just that there's going to be a lot of, let's just say very intense kinetic energy that's going to be scrambling a lot of processes and possibly a lot of people at the same time. But this is all working in the direction of the good. Now, as we get on to the cards, what's happening as far as some additional context? Well, the main theme or the name of the game is the Lovers upright, or love, as it's said in this deck, the Good Tarot. And this is going to be my YouTube deck, and my personal readings I'll use my other deck for. And what I've got written down here is a mutually beneficial new arrangement that will be potentially long-term in its commitment to a new path is going to be put on the table. This will occur while demanding the exclusivity of something that you have had arranged up until now. So a blessing creating a fork in the road that is still, again, here to serve us, but it will require us to make a choice at that fork. This may also require moving aside from a short or midterm goal or linear plan that you've had in the works, but yes, I do think it will be worth it. The challenge that shows up most prominently is the Fool reversed, and we kind of saw this when we talked about the square. I think the Fool reverse is just reiterating the energy of the square. This will most likely be something you have either been afraid to do or must overcome in terms of like an old burn, something that really kind of rattles you. Maybe it left a mark, it's left us feeling doubtful. And we're going to need to be able to move past that in order to fully grasp and hold on to the opportunities that are coming our way. I've written down here, remember that pessimism and cynicism are just as irrational as optimism and idealism. And so, if you're using one as a shield, or you think one is more rational than the other because of your data pool, maybe you want to give that a bit of a rethink and evolve on that philosophy. This may require learning to trust or take on a matter that you have had a personal judgment about, or made a personal judgment or reservation stance about, or maybe even something that you have not learned, mastered, or explored. So we're going to be feeling very vulnerable, very threatened, possibly for some of you, but it's putting you on the spot because it's your chance, right? It's like getting dragged up on stage. For the final card here, and sort of a parting message, we've got the Page of Wands reversed. Just a bit of additional consideration as you go through this phase. There will most likely be developments where you will need to pay attention to where what is getting replaced or displaced by this new path, these new opportunities, is already running out of steam, and that you are being encouraged to switch vehicles, switch perspectives, switch strategies in order to maintain or attain a successful momentum. So that might help those of you that might be having some second thoughts or kind of wondering about, well, what are the ramifications if I just choose to let this pass me by, because that happens, right? We have to pay attention to that every once in a while. This is a weather and traffic report. It doesn't do all the work. If you want to manifest more abundance in your life and more wealth in your life, but you're not working on any income avenues, or you want love, but you're not bothering to talk to anybody, or you want to bulk up, but you don't eat enough and you don't exercise. Okay, that one was me. You're going to have to just own the responsibility for things staying the way they are. But I feel a lot of this is going to be a very, very strong shakeup in the best of ways possible, right? It's giving us a chance to see who we are. If you have planets between 11 and 23 degrees, Taurus, Gemini, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Aquarius, or Aries in your chart, this is going to be especially strong a time for you. I know that's a lot, but again, if you know your chart, between 11 and 23 degrees, and that might give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of this shows up for you. So that's what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment. You know how engagement helps this channel. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website, integrativemysticism.com.